modified organism.
Isang dalagang Pilipina.
Ay, nakita.
What is GMO? What is GMO? What is GMO? What is GMO?
GMOs are one of the most controversial areas of science. Genetic engineering is used in many fields, but even though medical applications like GM insulin are widely accepted, the debate heats up when it comes to food and agriculture. Why is that? Why is the same thing treated so differently? Let's try to get to the bottom of this and explore the facts, the fears, and the future of GMOs. Humans have been genetically modifying plants and animals for thousands of years. Maybe a few of your crops had very good yields, maybe one of your wolves was especially loyal. So you did the smart thing and bred the plants and animals that had traits beneficial to you. Traits are just an expression of genes. So with each generation, those genes got more pronounced. After thousands of years, almost every single plant and animal around us is vastly different from its pre-domesticated state. If humans have been changing genes for millennia, what makes a so-called genetically modified organism, or GMO, different? Selective breeding is basically hoping for lucky hits. Genetic engineering eliminates this factor. We can choose the traits we want, make fruit grow bigger, immune to pests, and so on. So why are people concerned about them? Let's start with one of the most common objections to GMOs. Gene flow, meaning GM crops could mix with traditional crops and introduce unwanted new characteristics into them. There is a method that might guarantee complete prevention, but is a big anti-GMO argument by itself: terminator seeds. The idea is that they could produce sterile plants, requiring farmers to buy new seeds every year. The very concept of this, however, caused a public outcry, stopping the technology being put to use. This brings us back to the unintentional spreading of engineered DNA. There have been cases of GMOs growing where they weren't planted and traces of modified genes found in foreign crops. But GM plants can't run wild entirely. Many crops pollinate themselves, and all crops have to be related to mingle. There are also cultural methods like buffer zones to keep unintentional crossing at a minimum. But if it's possible in principle that a GMO could unintentionally cross with a non-GMO, there's actually a more important question. Is food that comes from GM crops different to food from non-GM crops? This question has been a major concern from the very beginning. GM plants that are destined to be eaten are checked for possible dangers, and the results are evaluated by multiple agencies.
To preserve and prolong life. In more than 4 decades since the first genetically modified bacteria was produced, thousands of genetically modified organisms have been created and propagated. Some are approved by experts and government authorities for human use and consumption, while others are kept in the institutional research and laboratories subject for experiment. Benefits of GMO. First, higher efficiency in farming. Second, increase in harvest. Third, control in fertility. Fourth, increase food processing. Fifth, improvement of desirable characteristics. Sixth, nutritional and physiological enhancement. Seventh, reduce the use of fertilizer and pesticide. GMOs in non-food crops and some microorganisms involve: first, flowers production, which can be seen in modified color and extended rays like flowers. Next is paper production. It is the modified characteristic increase to higher yield of paper products. The third pharmaceutical production. The modified plants to produce pharmaceutical products. The fourth one is the bioremediation. It's the use of modified plants that can assist in the bioremediation of polluted sites, just like shrub tobacco. The next is enzyme and drug production. It is also used of modified microorganisms that can produce enzymes for food processing and mixing. The last but not the least, the GMOs in the medical field, which helps in the production of drugs, genes, therapy, and laboratory researches. Potential risk of GMO. There are studies that shows a link in the adoption of pesticide resistance, like GMO crops that pose additional problems in agriculture. GMO might have the following effects to humans. First, the gene mutation, more allergic reaction, antibiotic resistance, and nutritional value. There are initiatives for the protection of the general human population regarding the issue and concerns about GMOs. International organization develops principles and treaties that somehow ensure biosafety on GMOs. Some of these initiatives are the Codex Alimentarius Commission or Codex. As a principle, includes pre-market assessment of GM food products and the evaluation of direct and indirect effects. Carthaginian Protocol on Biosafety. It regulates the transboundary movements of living modified organisms. International Trade Agreement on labeling of the GM food and food products. The World Health Organization or the WHO in year 2014 claims that all GM products that are available in the international market have passed safety assessment by the national authorities. The safety assessment basically looked at the environmental and health risk factor of food safety usually follows the Codex Food Code. Potential environmental risk caused by GMOs. First, risk in gene pool. For example, a decaying GMO plant could possibly transfer the modified genes to the bacteria and fungi in the soil. Second, emergence of new forms of resistance and secondary pests and weed problems. Third, the combination of virus and bacteria to produce new pathogen. So guys, hanggang dito na lang. Magpapaalam na po kami. Salamat sa mga experience. Salamat sa pag-iwan sa amin. Kagaya ng exercise. Guys, salamat talaga sa time and effort. So, this will never be the end kasi mag-upload pa kami ng videos sa aming channel. So guys, magbabay na tayo sa kanila. So thank you for watching guys, and I hope that we have important huge information about the GMO. And so, this might not be the end. Just continue subscribing our channel in YouTube. So bye guys. See you soonest to our another video. So thank you guys for watching. Mwah.
You've gotta know that nothing lasts.